Hey friends, it's Dr. Brenda with a cat in the lap. This is Izzy. She's been with me for almost 3 months now. She's doing really, really great. Okay, I'm Dr. Brenda. I'm a sociologist, financial coach, founder of the Gutsy Women Club, Gutsy Women Finances community, and full-time RVer traveling the country with my three cats here with another campground review. Hey, please subscribe below if you already subscribed. Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Isla Blanca Park. I am at the southern tip of Texas, Gulf of Mexico, South Padre Island in Texas. This is a county park. This is a lengthy review. I've stayed here longer than I've stayed at any park, 3 months. So this has been my winter home. Gotten to know it pretty intimately. So you're going to get some sneak peeks here. Stick around to the end because I'm going to take you right outside of the park, and you'll get to see, what's within some neat stuff within walking distance. So this campground gets a 3 out of 5. So that's pretty mediocre in my book, and let me walk you through why. Campsite. Uh, Boy, oh boy, this is a mix of campsites. I'm on a street where I am parked on pavement. Others are parked at all kinds of different locations, angles, on the grass. It's just such a mixed bag. Certainly, there could stand to be some upgrades here with the electricity, with the power, with the cable boxes. So it's even. I've got a concrete pad, and it's just an odd arrangement, and you'll see that when I walk you through my site, but also some of the other campsites. So they get a 3 out of 5 in terms of the campsite. The restrooms, there aren't that many for a campground this size. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of RVs here. There aren't that many restrooms. The shower facilities, you get hot water. Can't say much more about it. And again, 2.5 out of 5 on the restrooms. Amenities and trails. I'm by the beach, guys. I'm by the beach. So the county has done a really good job of getting things ready for spring breakers and the summer crowd. They've got wonderful pavilions. They have amphitheaters. In terms of getting things up to date in the park, they haven't done such a good job. But you've got a 1.5 mile loop around the campground, but you've got the beach here. So 1 minute, Izzy's getting in the way here, so we got to move her. So 5, you love the beach. This is the place to be. Safety. This is the worst rating I've given of any campground, and a couple of reasons. So one is that there is a Facebook group here, Isla Blanca, Friends of Isla Blanca Facebook group. We learn more through that group that we're just, we're sharing information than we do from the county. So when I got here, there were reports of a gentleman, I use that word loosely, a man who was peering into the shower stalls while young boys were showering. And, it didn't seem that we weren't notified. And eventually the county park system, they did change the code to the restroom. But there was no warning, no information coming out other than what we learned through that website. And this was a repeat appearance, apparently also peeping in people's RV windows. So that was a problem. But then another issue that came up were vicious dogs, dog attacks. Not so much on people, but on other dogs. So that actually happened to a friend of mine. Their dog was attacked. That dog then went on to attack another dog. And there doesn't seem to be, you can report it to the local agency, law enforcement agency. There are rangers here. Another night, people were shooting off fireworks. Great, lots of fun, except that there are high winds and high fire hazard. So again, reporting, calling, nobody's answering the phone. at the ranger service. It doesn't seem like anything gets done. So safety is, I felt safe here, but the fact is there were all these incidents going on, and there seemed to be so few repercussions, especially with the attack dogs. And you know, it's, you've got to keep your dog on the leash. There are dogs that are running without the leash. There are dogs that broke through their leash. So the safety, there are some big safety issues. There were also reports of theft. And to the extent of follow-up, to the extent of security, actually being proactive, it seems to be lacking here. So the safety is a concern here. Cleanliness, it's okay. For one thing, there's no recycling, so I really hate that. You've got this giant park, and there's a recycling truck, the place that you'd have to collect your recycling and drive it someplace, comes there on Saturday. So there are no recycling bins within the park, and they, you know, they've kept the bathrooms as clean as they can. They clean out the garbage bins, but things are blowing through here all the time. Now, I will say that there's just not a lot of maintenance here, and you're going to see that. And there are things that impact just the appearance of it, the lack of landscaping, in fact, dead trees that they just don't remove, very little attention to no attention given to the landscaping here. Value, it's a really good value, I'm going to say. I mean, it's I've paid $600 a month plus electric. That is the 30-day rate. There's some complaints because now you cannot pay by check. You have to pay by credit card. They added an extra fee to it. It's $50 daily. That's the winter rates. Go online. This is March 2022, so those rates are, you know, maybe the same. Summer rates are more. There are also some premium sites that will cost more than your $600 per month. Overall, it's been an interesting experience because there are a lot of old timers here, folks who have been here, come back to the park every decade. Reservation system, they are hopefully upgrading the reservation system so that there is priority for people who are staying 30 days or more so that we can get a site. There's just maintenance issues, big time maintenance issues. Potholes are a nightmare. They don't let people into the gate, like not even a taxi cab, so you can't get a cab. You can't get picked up at your site. I had to take my car outside of the park to get a ding fixed on the window. So some real basic management issues, very hard to reach the management. So 3 out of 5. I mean, this would be an incredibly beautiful, gorgeous campground if they took some time to upgrade the systems, fix the roads, take care of some of this dead vegetation. But so far that's not been a priority for the county. So it gets a 3 out of 5. So I've got a big video. One more tip here. This has cable TV, and I would recommend you can get cable internet as well. You'd have to go into Brownsville. It's the Spectrum cable. I think Spectrum may be changing its name soon, so whichever cable service. That has been really huge for me as a business person, to have internet cable. So that's a big one. Highly recommended. So it's a beautiful place here. The island is fantastic. The campground is adequate. You've got your power, you've got your water. So, and you've got the beach. You've got the beach right next to you. So stick around for this, the videos, especially pay attention to this first video, because I don't want you to have to drive the loop of shame. All right, guys, enjoy the videos. Please subscribe below. You guys take care. Hope to see you on the road. Bye-bye. This is the most important part of the video, so pay attention. You will be coming off of the Queen Isabella Causeway, the bridge from Port Isabel. You're going to be taking a right, And you're going to see the KOA and Pier 19. It says Pier 19 closed. It burned down like 2 weeks ago. It is just a big loss. Anyway, you're going to see the KOA, Pier 19 signs, and right next to it is the Isla Blanca County Park. Pay attention, guys. Do not go by there. You have to stop here. This is the registration office for the campground. I can't tell you how many people drive right by it. They go to the gate, and the gate tells them to do the loop of shame. They have to loop on back here and stop at the registration office. You're going to be signing a big packet of information, getting your parking passes, and paying up. This is also where you are going to go to pay a tip. At least at this time, it doesn't pay to call. They do not return phone calls, but they're pretty good at returning emails. There is no online system at this point, so you will not receive notification if you're here for more than a month and you've got to be paying up. You're going to have to go here into the registration office, pay up. Another tip, when pay attention to when your camping fee is due, because what they have done is they put a due date usually 4 days before you leave or 4 days before your 30 days is up. It's on that piece of paper you're going to get. You get no more notification. You might think, okay, well, I came in on December 15th, so I must have something due January 14th, and nope, it's going to be due days in advance. Every day that you are late, you are going to be fined $50. If you're in a premium site, you're going to be fined even more. So stop here. I'm at the very front entrance. I'm at the 0 mile marker. The front gate is directly, well, if I'm looking into the park, directly behind me. There's a little library here. Take a book, leave a book. I love the little libraries. And activities, this board is getting pretty rusted out. You can see we've got Beachbody today and Pickleball and Bingo. There's a Chapel by the Sea library with a craft show and tell, a beading, poker, table games, horseshoes, and this is, again, I'm here in the winter, so these are activities for the winter Texans. And I'm gonna walk you over here because this is currently under construction. So they have moved the entrance booth and are working on a new gate entrance system. So it is, again, early March 2022. By the time you visit, there should be a new gate system set up. Right now, you get a tag for your vehicle. You can have 2 tags. So what some people do, like what I've done, is I just need the one for my Jeep. My RV sits here. But you can get a second tag if you have somebody visit. You'll need to know their driver's or their license plate number. You can get a second ticket for that person. So this is where the new gate will be constructed. Right now, there's the little ticket booth. There's one person in the booth. Entrance fee is $12 cash. If you're just coming here for a day, there's a 30-day pass that you can get at the registration center. So I'm hoping that the next time I am here, that my ticket will automatically raise the arm and I do not have to sit in a line waiting to show my ticket to the ticket guy. A little note here, when you come in, you're going to come in this way. If you have not registered, if you skip that white building, if you skip the registration building, I refer to this as the loop of shame. You're not gonna be able to get into the park, folks. They're gonna loop you around. You're gonna have to come right back out this entrance and head back down the street to the registration facility. So another tip is there is a bus stop. Let's walk over here so you can see the bus stop. This is the chapel by the sea in front of me. You can see the big sign. So there is a bus stop over here, just outside of the park. They will not let taxis in the park unless the taxi has already paid admission, the entrance fee. So they will not let commercial vehicles in the park generally. You've got the patrol, propane gas folks that come in, but this is where you're going to wait for the bus. It is a free bus system. Pretty cool. Another tip is if you need servicing for your vehicle, yeah, the local, you could get RV technicians in, but I had a chip in my windshield and I had to call to get it replaced. They will not allow the chip repair guys, Safe Light, to come into the park to fix it. So I had them meet me in the parking lot just outside. I said, meet me in the Dirty L's parking lot. So there's a tip for you if you need some service done on your windshield, or you're going to have to go outside of the park because they will not let them in the park. Rainy, cold, icky day, you cannot get a taxi to your rig. You got to come out here. So that's one of the peculiarities. Old Coast Guard station right in front of me. The Coast Guard is here too. This is my site. I'm on Turner Street. It's a pretty premium street, although as I'll show you later, it's very poorly maintained. This is this is a dead-end street. Yeah, you heard me right. It's a dead-end street. You are coming in the direction I'm facing, and then to get your vehicle around, you've got to do quite some maneuvering. It's been interesting watching people try to get in. The big rigs especially have a really difficult time. In fact, a couple of sites down, Christmas Day, I think it was, or maybe the day before, somebody came in and hit the water pipes. We lost water for a couple of hours that day because they ran over the water pipes. And the guy said, well, the sites are too small. Well, yeah, for a big rig, they're too small, or your rig's too big. So it's all of these pads are a little bit strangely configured. You can see my neighbor, he's been back here years and years, so he's got his own little structure here. Even built, that's their little garden they built. And so I'll take you around. It's spacious. Had lots of room for my catio, my clam shelter. There are the kitties, two of the kitties. Hello there, Coco and Miss Izzy. Hello, kitty cats. And you can see I've got a lot of space behind me. I have a picnic table. This is permanently in the concrete, so I could not move my picnic table. I had initially parked a little bit further back off of the street, but then when I couldn't move the picnic table, it's like, well, I need room for my shelter. So in the shelter, the winds are high here. You've got to pay attention to the winds. And if you're on a concrete pad especially, you don't have can't get your tent in securely. The winds are going to destroy it. Okay, water hookup. Got the water hookup. And you can see the electrical and the cable hookup. Who knows what's going on here? I mean, you've got cords hanging out. My 30 amp wasn't fitting securely, so I used my dog bone. This, you're right by the water, so things are rusted and not in the best of shape. So And the sewer hookup was right over here. So even though I've got this giant space, given the location of the hookups, I had to keep my rig further up. And yeah, check out the neighbors. I mean, this is crazy. He's from Canada and driving this enormous semi, and he's got a tiny car that he puts on the back here. It's kind of neat. But wow, he's got quite the setup. So this is my site. There are so many, I mean, this park has so many different areas to it. And I mean, I'll show you some of the goofy setups that they have here. So you really have to be careful. Look online. In fact, even do Google Earth before you are finding a site, because you could end up in weird places, weird setups. Okay, so there you go. Of all of the parks that I've stayed in, now mind you, I've been here for 3 months. I've gotten to know a little too much about the park, but this is one of the most poorly maintained parks I've been at. The potholes are horrific, and a couple months ago, or maybe last month, the local TV news station came in and did a report on the potholes. The county escorted them out, but the next day they came here and patched, did some really lousy patching. But this is a constant problem. The potholes are deep and many, so just be very cautious. You know, this street, again, I'm on Turner, this is my street. It was supposed to have been paved years ago and still not done. You will need to do your homework before coming into this park, because the signage is bad. So this is Turner. Can you tell which site numbers are on here? Pretty tough. I think it's C132 to C173, but hey, I could be wrong. There's just, and that's not uncommon. This one has a street sign, so that looks like it's Caribbean Sea. But you can see the signage is not as it should be, so you have to study that map early, figure out which street you're going to be on. And so this one is not bad. You can see it's Aegean Sea. Can't tell what the site numbers are, but that is the signage trying to find your location. And like I said, be careful. If it's a dead-end street, you're gonna have to turn around somewhere else at the restroom, or find somewhere else. You might have to be backing it in all the way down that street. So here, I'm coming into the park. I have no idea what street this is. This is it. This is the sign from the park entrance. Zero idea. So if you miss it and you're coming around out of the park, now you can find out it's Indian Ocean. But there's just the signage is very poor. This is Dodson Street. Dodson. So this is a hodgepodge of sites. You've got people sharing the same pad, parked in different directions. It's just very odd setup. Some you have to park facing forward, some back. You've got RVs that look like they are trapped in their location. Just very odd setup. It's like they just tried to use the space as best they could. So there are places here where you have a shared pad. You have people coming in at different angles. Those are my friends there. They've got a carpet down. The sandburrs are really bad here. So they'll get all over your truck. But here you've got one pad, 1, 2, 3 different outlets. So 3 different RVs can all angle over here. 3 different sites, 1 pad. Very, very, very odd setups here. So Dodson is quite particular in terms of the campground and the way things are set up. Again, study that map before you make a reservation so you know what you're getting, and especially if you have to share a concrete pad. When you first come into the park, and if you take a right, you'll be doing the loop around this Isla Blanca, and this is the water treatment plant. Little tip, you probably don't want to be parked right here, so take a look at that map again before you grab a site. Check to see where the water treatment plant is, because it can be a little odoriferous over here, and sometimes the RV washers and other service providers do not like coming down here, so it might be more difficult to get service. Short term might be okay, but if you want to be here seasonally, I would recommend avoiding this area of the park. Again, it's at the, when I came into the entrance, it is to the right along the Laguna Madre channel. This is the main bathroom in the campground area. For as many sites as there are here, there aren't a lot of facilities. So I'm gonna punch the code in here. This is the shower area. Not a whole lot to look at, guys. I can tell you, you get warm water, you get some hot water, water pressure's okay. Bare bones. The floor is peeling. They've just painted over cement, and whatever they did a pretty bad job. No mirrors. Lighting is not too bad, but you get 3 shower stalls. All of them are the same. Okay, and they did, there was an issue with the restrooms. Let's go to the other one. This is the restroom side. Hey guys, how you doing? So you've got a couple of mirrors, sinks, and just 2 stalls. So this is the bathroom. Again, peeling floor. Will do the trick, but nothing very glamorous in here. So back to the codes. I've been here for 3 months. They've had an issue with a peeping Tom, I guess. Actually worse than a peeping Tom. A fellow who was in the boys' restroom spying on young boys. They had to switch out the code partway through here. And true to form, they did not notify us of the new code, even though they have an email system. So if you wanted the new code, you had to email them and get it that way. There are some trash bins right next to the restroom. One of the areas of weakness on the island is recycling. There are no recycling bins here at all. Currently, if you want to recycle, you've got to take your stuff in on Saturday mornings. There's a recycling day, and by the way, they do not take glass, so a little bit inconvenient to recycle. As you are closer to the water, there are premium sites. So I believe we are walking by some premium sites right now. They cost a little more. The downside is you have this main road here, so if it's busy, you're going to hear some traffic. And in front of us are the cabanas. Cabanas are not a place that's we'll get a little bit closer to them, but affordable, yes. They look like cell blocks, quite honestly. I'm also told that they have no heat, so if it's chilly, you might have to bring your own space heater. Great location again, but inside it's not exactly your nice accommodations. I would recommend getting a hotel down on the strip somewhere. And I've not seen very many people in these cabanas, in these facilities, probably for good reason. But you can see if it's nice out, great, you can hang out at your picnic table, but then you've got to go inside to your little cell blocks. So definitely an archaic structure. This is a relatively new addition. Apparently they used to have a very nice place where they played bingo. That they removed and didn't replace. So this, when I arrived in December, they were playing bingo in the pavilion. Now they've got a tent set up. So this is where, at least in the winter time, folks have been playing bingo. Can't speak about what it's used for the rest of the year, if it will remain a bingo hall or some other facility. And there's a pickleball game going on. Pickleball is very, very popular, and there's a very nice court. Hey Terry, here. And so if you like to play pickleball, bring your paddle and equipment. We'll watch them play for a bit. Something I haven't gotten to this winter. There's a really nice walking path all the way around the campground. It's about 1.5 miles around. If you look in the distance here, you can see Starship, the Elon Musk facility. You can see Star Base towards the right, and where they launch to the left. So that's very exciting. Last year I was here for a launch, and place was hopping, and it was very exciting. And this is I'm gonna walk over here so you can see the statue and Padre, and this is a memorial to all of those lost at sea. So this is for those who did not return from the sea. And in the distance, you can see the amphitheater where they hold special events. I'm at the amphitheater. You can walk around outside. I'm at the back end of it here. You can take a look. Even a better view of Starbase, Starship facilities there in Boca Chica. This is where they hold events. You cannot get inside, but you can check it out, and I'll give you a little shortcut to the other side too. Just get it's beautiful, beautiful outdoor event facility. And not much going on here, at least for RVers. In the winter time, there I think was one event in the 3 months that I was here, but I imagine this is probably has a robust schedule in the summertime, in peak season. Sort of nice to be able to walk back here and have it all to myself. Winter time, they put up a Christmas tree in the corner that's all lit up, very pretty. There's a ice skating rink that they put in the winter as well. That is gone now. But again, something if you want to be here for the winter, you might want to check out the ice skating rink and get your picture taken by the Christmas tree. There's a little marina back here. Okay, so let's see. And get on in. Okay, a success. Made it through the gate. I want to show you this area in particular because this is where you want to be to watch the sun go down. You've got beautiful sunsets on a lot of nights, and at this little marina behind the amphitheater, great place to watch them. There's a pelican, and this is Children's Beach over here. So let's you can see one of the fishing boats is docked out there. Coast Guard facilities are along the water as well. Isla Blanca Park boat ramp. Children's Beach. That is Queen Isabella. The Queen Isabella Bridge goes into Port Isabel. Queen Isabella Park Causeway, I think, is the technical name for it. And looks like we have some action going on out here with Coast Guard. So this is where you're going to watch those wonderful sunsets, hang out with the pelicans. A lot of times you'll see dolphins in the channel too. So Children's Beach behind the amphitheater. This is why everybody comes here. I'm on the boardwalk headed to the South Pavilion. Beautiful boardwalk, lots of places for you to cut over and head to the beach. There's a freighter out there. If you look real closely, you might be able to see it. There's the jetty that comes out and separates the Laguna Madre channel. It's where the ships go into the Port of Brownsville and the Gulf of Mexico. So let's walk on over to the Pavilion. And in the wintertime, we've used this parking lot area and the Pavilion to do beach body workouts. That was a volunteer effort. A local RVer who was here for the winter wanted to work out and invited us, and ended up leading, sometimes we had 30 people at Beachbody. That is all the hotels on South Padre Island. And one of the nice things to note about the island is that all of the beaches are public access beaches. So you'll find areas where you can cut over from the street and walk on the beach. I think it's 5 miles to the other end of the island. I'm on the southern tip, and so it's a pretty good spot if you like beaches. So this is the Pavilion. I'm here early March, and the weather has not been very good. This is the beginning of spring break for a lot of people, but you can see I'm here in the morning. It is empty, and I am sure it is a different scene altogether in the summertime. But this is the Pavilion. There's a little snack bar that has been closed for the winter. Again, if you're here in the summer, this is likely a very different scene. Let's walk down here. This is I'm gonna make a point of this because this is my volunteer gig. I volunteer at Sea Turtle Inc. And this is a sea turtle nesting habitat. If you come across a sea turtle, call Sea Turtle Inc. There's a phone number here. Do not disturb them. It's been a pleasure being able to get involved locally, especially with the sea turtles. They do some fantastic stuff there. And we'll walk down to the sand, down to the beach, so you get a really good view. This to me, this is the essence of South Padre Island. This is the reason for staying at Isla Blanca Park. Access to this incredible beach, incredible view. The North Pavilion is identical to the South Pavilion, so I won't walk you down that way, but we'll give you a good view of the beach. Excellent sand for doing sand castles. You will see sand castles. In fact, they will teach you how to make sand castles. It's pretty pricey, but you have some of the world's premier sand castle artists on this island. Ideal sand, and take advantage of it while you're here. Very quiet this blustery March morning. And just a tip, right outside the park entrance, you're gonna find Dirty Al's, breakaway cruises, Dolphin Watch, Mahi Nick's, I think Sea Ranch Restaurant. Also, this is an area where a lot of the Dolphin Watch and fishing boats leave from this area. So again, this is very convenient. In fact, let me walk you down to the pier here so you can get a sense of where you might want to hang out. I'm right by Mahi Nick's. Great little place to watch the boats. Usually there are a lot of pelicans hanging out here. I do not see the pelicans this morning. Don't know where they are, but you can see this is a good place to catch some boats. Great place to sit outside and eat. Another fun little tidbit is at the visitor center. They have a map for something called the Turtle Trail. Some beautiful pelican statue. And there are, I believe, 10 turtles on the island. And the goal is find all 10 turtles, take a photo, you're going to post it, show them at the visitor center that you've got your photos, post it to Facebook. And when I was there, they had a free t-shirt. They ran out of t-shirts, but check back. I think they'll be getting some in. This is one of the turtles. This is Lucy. Hello, Lucy. So you'll find that's kind of a fun thing to do, especially if you've got kids, anybody who loves little scavenger hunts. Fun thing to do. So there you go. This again is right outside of the park entrance.